right, everybody. I have been working on the project for the petition to make brokering of.
Well, welcome to Crazy Here in the Morning with Cupcake. And I've got to stop this babbling bullshit right here, because this is the problem with a lot of trucking advocacy today. People talking loud without actually understanding how this industry works. It's just like the other one over there that has 2 years as a company driver, but are leading carriers like they've got 30 years in our industry or something, when they've never even negotiated a freight contract. That's like letting a college kid perform heart surgery on you instead of an attending thoracic or cardiac surgeon after you've had a heart attack. But y'all keep swallowing the Kool-Aid, because that seems to be what y'all want to do, because he's got the emotion driven. So let's start with the insurance claim, I guess, because y'all don't realize we don't need to cap them. They're already capped. They're capped by the insurance policy. If a carrier has a $1 million auto liability policy, that's all the insurance company pays. Period. End of sentence. A jury can write $5 million, billion, trillion on the board all day long. The insurer still only writes a check for $1 million and walks away. And since y'all have never done the research, here's the great part that no one has told you. That $1 million gets split apart in a ridiculously huge way. The attorney will take 30 to 50%. Then litigation costs come out of that. Then medical liens come out of that. And the injured party, most of the time, they walk away with a couple $100. Ain't much. So no, this doesn't lower insurance rates. Removing bad drivers does. Removing drivers on cell phones. Removing tailgaters. Stop driving in bad weather conditions. Stop driving faster than you can stop the truck on snow and ice. All those things, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's how you stop that. And the caps already exist. Y'all just didn't know it. So here's the other part y'all kind of skipped over that caps the verdicts. It's called Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We see it filed all the time. Asset-light companies, finance trucks, thin profit margins. And when a carrier files the Chapter 11, all collections stop. Automatic stay. Verdict frozen. And the plaintiff, they become an unsecured creditor, which means they're at the bottom of the list. They get paid last, even if they get paid at all out of that. So that's why most of these nuclear verdicts, they settle at the policy limit. So insurers price risk the way they do. And that's why trucking hasn't collapsed. And this is the part that I kind of kept in the FOPT Act that we have. One of those parts in there, it's going to be removing these predatory attorney practices that only place money in their pocket, not the plaintiff, because they don't talk about all the aforementioned stuff that comes out. So, yeah. And now the other one, getting rid of brokers. And this right here is where ignorance just shines bright as the sun. If you eliminate brokers, you don't fix trucking. What you do is you crush small carriers. And the majority of small carriers do not have direct customers. Not because the brokers are there, but because they don't know how to sell, negotiate, or handle customer relationships, or manage a business properly. Or they think that they're deserved $1 million for every load. Well, here's the uncomfortable truth. If they knew how to get direct freight, they'd already have it. And most shippers, though, they don't want to deal with direct. And it's not because they don't like carriers, but because carriers don't understand professionalism, communication, paperwork, punctuality, proper business etiquette. I mean, if carriers actually understood business manners and how to operate professionally, they wouldn't be screaming about brokers. They'd already have the contracts. Ask me how I know. But what do we tell the small carriers like myself that use brokers when we get into certain areas for freight to move out of that area back to our normal freight lanes? What do we tell small carriers that are brokers also that have to periodically broker their contract freight due to a truck breakdown, weather, driver illness, etc.? I mean, why do you all hate small carriers so much? I mean, what did we do to y'all for you to constantly try to shut us down all the time? I don't get it. Or is it that y'all are just so ignorant that you don't understand how this industry works? And that you think that banning brokers is going to fix it? It doesn't. It doesn't create professionalism. It just removes the middle layer that keeps freight moving. And all this what I just talked about, this is why modern trucking advocacy constantly fails. There's too many people that don't know their butt from a hole in the ground when it comes to the insurance, the bankruptcy, the business aspects, freight economics, government processes and procedures, but they still want to rewrite the entire system. Nah, I got a better idea. It's for the likes, the clicks, the shares, the follower count, content creation. So here's some advice. How about y'all just stick to that? How about you stick to being a company driver, selling trucks, and because that seems like what you're good at, and leave the rest of it to the people that know what's going on. Because when you don't understand how verdicts get paid, or how bankruptcy works, or why brokers exist, all you're doing is you're hurting the rest of the industry. And being loud doesn't make you right. Y'all need to start learning the mechanics of how this works. Because all you're going to do is shut down every small mom and pop carrier. Because we use brokers. We have direct freight, but we do use brokers. Sometimes we use brokers to move our freight. Sometimes we use brokers to get freight. Because you don't always have contacts. You don't always have, connections in those areas that you're going to. Or you might know of it, but you don't know who to talk to. And you know what? That broker, though, that has developed a relationship with that shipper, and they're looking to, make a little money off of it. So we'll say it's a $2,000 load and they're going to make $250. Okay, so what? The shipper pays them $2,000. They take $200 off of it, so now it's down to $1,800. I mean, the load goes, 600 miles. I still made $3 a mile. I still put almost $1 a mile in my pocket for profit. That's after I pay my personal bills and all the business bills. How is that a problem? They did work too. They made phone calls. They developed relationships. If you all think it is so easy to get a direct customer, then why aren't you doing it? And why are you trying to come after all of us small carriers that actually know how to do it, but we also use brokers at the same time to get back to those areas that we normally haul out of? This right here, this is where I see everybody over there and that whole little website over there. They're all for likes, clicks, shares, follows. They don't think past the nose on their face. They really don't. So thanks for coming to Crazy here in the Morning with Cupcake. I hope y'all keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down. Have a good day, folks.